a lot of great stuff lined up for the second half of 2025 and 2026, but we already know about some big hits coming in 2027. So let's jump right in and check out the best movies coming in 2027. Children of Blood and Bone. There's a seriously exciting lineup coming together for the movie adaptation of Children of Blood and Bone. Thuso Mbedu, Amandla Stenberg, Damson Idris, and Tosin Cole are all set to star in the upcoming action fantasy film, which is being directed by Gina Prince Blythewood and backed by Paramount Pictures. The film, based on Tomi Adeyemi's best-selling novel, is officially set to hit theaters on January 15, 2027, and yes, it'll be released in IMAX too. Thuso Mbedu, who worked with Prince Blythewood on The Woman King, will play the lead role of Zayli, a young woman in a magical African kingdom fighting to reclaim the magic stolen from her people. Tosin Cole plays her older brother Tzain, while Amandla Stenberg is taking on the role of Princess Amari, and Damson Idris plays Prince Inan. Together, they rise up against the brutal rule of King Sauron. The director is clearly passionate about this project. Prince Blythewood said she's honored to bring the world of Orisha to life, and emphasized how the cast reflects the richness of the African diaspora, calling it a true source of the film's magic. The original book made waves when it came out in 2018, and it's only grown in popularity. The entire Legacy of Orisha trilogy has spent over 175 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list and sold nearly 3 million copies globally. Adeyemi's inspiration? The backlash to the casting of black actors in The Hunger Games. It lit a fire in her to write something unapologetically black and magical. The cast goes beyond just the main four. Viola Davis, Cynthia Erivo, Idris Elba, Lashana Lynch, and Chiwetel Ejiofor are all on board, with Regina King and a few others currently in talks. There's even an open casting call for actors in Nigeria. Pretty cool, right? In February 2025, Tomi Adeyemi confirmed in an Instagram post that principal photography for Children of Blood and Bone had officially kicked off in Lagos. Honestly, with the cast, director, and source material all coming together like this, the movie is shaping up to be something really special. Sonic the Hedgehog 4. The movie is set to hit theaters on March 19, 2027. Unlike Sonic 3, which released in December, Sonic 4 will come out in spring. This change in timing might signal a fresh new chapter for the franchise. There's no official plot synopsis yet, but fans have good guesses based on how Sonic 3 ended and the video game stories. The third film concluded with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles teaming up with Shadow and Dr. Robotnik to stop Dr. Robotnik Sr. The mid-credit scene introduced Amy Rose and an army of Metal Sonics, suggesting these characters will take center stage in the next installment. It looks like Sonic 4 will focus on Team Sonic battling a robotic army, with Amy Rose joining the team. Writers Pat Casey and Josh Miller have said Amy almost had a bigger role in Sonic 3 and that they have exciting plans for her. There's also speculation about Robotnik's fate, as he wasn't clearly shown dying in Sonic 3. Leaked concept art hints at possible time travel or a parallel universe involving Emperor Eggman and Metal Sonic. This could connect to the Sonic CD game storyline, where Sonic races through different points in time to stop a dark future ruled by Eggman. Though the official cast list hasn't been released, it's expected that Ben Schwartz will return as Sonic, James Marsden as Tom Wachowski, Tika Sumpter as Maddie Wachowski, Idris Elba as Knuckles, and Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Tails. Jim Carrey's return as Robotnik is uncertain but possible, and Keanu Reeves might reprise his role as Shadow. Another character who could shake things up is Rouge the Bat. Rouge is known for her complicated history in the Sonic universe. She first appeared in Sonic Adventure 2, clashing with Knuckles over the Master Emerald, which led to its shattering and a quest to recover its pieces. She's often caught between allegiances, working sometimes with Dr. Robotnik, sometimes secretly for Gun, the government agency featured in the films. Rouge is also part of Team Dark alongside Shadow the Hedgehog and E123 Omega. Her relationships, especially with Knuckles, add a lot of depth to the story. Rouge has appeared in various Sonic adaptations outside the movies, like the Sonic X anime and Netflix's Sonic Prime. Despite rumors and fan hopes, she didn't appear in any of the first 3 films. There were even rumors that actresses like Kristen Ritter and Sarah Paulson might voice Rouge, but those didn't pan out. The writers, Pat Casey and Josh Miller, have admitted they tried to include her in all 3 movies, but focused more on Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow instead. Casey and Miller have hinted that Sonic 4 might explore more of the game's lore and could even take the story into space, which would be an ideal way to introduce Rouge. Since Sonic and Shadow are aliens, it makes sense for other species like Rouge to be involved. Including her would open new story possibilities and team dynamics, especially with Team Dark and her connection to Knuckles, who recently had his own series. With all this, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 seems like the perfect place for Rouge to finally enter the movie franchise. It would enrich the storyline, deepen character relationships, and fulfill a long-time wish from the filmmakers. Now the big question is whether Paramount can get Sarah Paulson, or someone else, to bring Rouge to life on the big screen. Even if we don't get her in the 4th movie, there are most likely going to be more Sonic movies. There's no word on whether Sonic 4 will be the last movie in the franchise. Voice actor Ben Schwartz has expressed hope for many more films, and James Marsden is optimistic as well. The future of the franchise looks promising, with plenty of room for new adventures and characters. Godzilla x Kong Supernova. Godzilla and Kong are officially back for another round. After teaming up with Mothra to save Hollow Earth in Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, the iconic duo returns in Supernova. Warner Bros. Dropped a mini teaser to kick off production on this 6th MonsterVerse film directed by Grant Sputor. The teaser is pretty intense. Titans are appearing all over the globe, emergency alerts blaring, and of course, Godzilla's roar booming loud and clear. The cast for this film is seriously impressive, especially for Sputor's first MonsterVerse movie. Alongside the legendary kaiju themselves, Caitlin Dever joins the lineup, plus Dan Stevens returns as kaiju expert Trapper with Matthew Modine, Alicia Debnam-Carey, Sam Neill, Jack O'Connell, and Delroy Lindo rounding out the group. It's shaping up to be a stellar ensemble. Written by David Callahan and Michael Lloyd Green, Godzilla x Kong Supernova is also connected to Season 2 of Apple TV Plus's Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, continuing the franchise's push into its 2nd decade. Fans can mark their calendars for March 26, 2027, when Supernova will hit theaters. The new title has sparked huge excitement, with a lot of fans and analysts convinced that Space Godzilla is finally coming to the MonsterVerse. The connection is pretty clear since Space Godzilla's origin is tied to cosmic phenomena like black holes and supernovas, which fits perfectly with the movie's title. Space Godzilla is one of Godzilla's most powerful enemies from the classic Toho films. He's essentially a space-born clone of Godzilla, formed when Godzilla's cells were pulled into a black hole and mutated with crystalline organisms, resulting in a huge, crystal-armed beast with incredible energy powers. His backstory involves black hole energy and crystalline growth, which matches the supernova theme. After all, a supernova is the explosive death of a star that often leads to black holes. There have been hints Space Godzilla might already exist in the MonsterVerse, like unused concept art from Godzilla vs. Kong showing a Titan with wing-like features and crystalline elements in a mural. The Monarch Legacy of Monsters series also teased black hole radiation coming from the Hollow Earth, which could be linked to Space Godzilla's origin in this universe. If Space Godzilla is introduced as the villain, he could be a massive threat, possibly too powerful for Godzilla and Kong together. In the original Toho story, Godzilla needed help from a mecha to defeat him. This could shake up the MonsterVerse dramatically, maybe even leading to Kong's death and shifting the spotlight solely onto Godzilla, which many fans have wanted. It also opens the door for Godzilla to rally other Titans for a huge showdown. The first set footage from Godzilla x Kong Supernova just dropped, and it's already teasing some serious disaster-level action. Filming is happening in Brisbane, Australia, which is standing in for London this time around. The footage shows a chaotic, fire-ravaged London street scene with tanks, fire trucks, British police vehicles, and about 50 extras running through the chaos. Dan Stevens, reprising his role as Trapper, is seen in a high-intensity moment, jumping from a fire truck surrounded by military personnel. The destruction looks huge and intense, pointing to some major disaster unfolding in the story. The Legend of Zelda. The upcoming live-action The Legend of Zelda movie is set to be released worldwide on March 26, 2027. Nintendo announced the project in November 2023, with Wes Ball, known for directing Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and the Maze Runner trilogy, attached as the director. The release date was officially revealed by Nintendo on their new mobile app in March 2025, marking it as one of the exciting movies coming up in the next few years. Plot details remain a mystery, but it's expected that the film will focus on the iconic characters Link and Princess Zelda. Link, a brave young member of the Hylian race, usually embarks on a quest to save the Kingdom of Hyrule, often alongside Princess Zelda, who has a divine bloodline connected to the goddess Helia. The villain Ganon, who seeks to use the powerful Triforce to conquer the world, is likely to feature as the antagonist. Director Wes Ball has shared that he wants the film to be a serious, yet fun and whimsical adventure that feels real and respects the franchise's importance to fans. There's been no official casting news so far. Fans have suggested several actors for the lead roles, with Hunter Schafer, known from Euphoria, as a popular pick for Princess Zelda. She even expressed interest in the role. Other fan favorites for Zelda include Freya Allan, Saoirse Ronan, and Anya Taylor-Joy. For Link, actors like Tom Holland, Thomas Brodie Sangster, Jacob Tremblay, and Jacob Elordi have been suggested. However, the actual cast remains unknown. Star Wars Starfighter. Director Sean Levy's new Star Wars film, titled Star Wars Starfighter, is set to begin production this fall. The announcement came as a surprise during Star Wars Celebration Japan, where Levy appeared alongside Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy and Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni. Ryan Gosling, who will star in the film, also made a special appearance at the event. Starfighter is one of several upcoming theatrical projects from Lucasfilm, alongside films by Charmin Obaid-Chinoy, James Mangold, Taika Waititi, and a new trilogy by Simon Kinberg. Levy, known for directing Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine, is taking the helm of this new Star Wars installment. The story will be set about 5 years after Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Ryan Gosling's character is brand new to the Star Wars universe, though details about his role have been kept under wraps. The movie is scheduled to hit theaters on Memorial Day, May 28, 2027, promising another exciting chapter in the Star Wars saga. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, June 4th. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is set to hit theaters on June 4th, 2027. This film will be the final installment in the animated Spider-Verse trilogy, following Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. The previous two movies were not only huge box office successes, but also earned critical acclaim. The first film even won the 2019 Oscar for Best Animated Feature, while the second received a nomination in the same category. The filmmakers are focusing on making Beyond the Spider-Verse a big-screen spectacle, designing it especially for large-format theaters to deliver an intense visual experience. While the full cast hasn't been officially announced yet, it's expected that Shameik Moore, Haley Steinfeld, and Jake Johnson will return to voice their iconic characters Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, and Peter B. Parker. The story will pick up from the cliffhanger in Across the Spider-Verse, where Miles Morales finds himself facing a darker version of himself, the villainous Prowler, in a parallel universe. Though many plot details remain unknown, early footage shown at CinemaCon has teased a dramatic showdown between Miles and Prowler, hinting at an emotionally charged finale. How to Train Your Dragon 2. The live-action remake of How to Train Your Dragon 2 is set to hit theaters on June 11, 2027, Universal Pictures announced at CinemaCon. This sequel will arrive just a week after Sony's animated Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. The announcement follows the upcoming release of the live-action How to Train Your Dragon, scheduled for June 13, 2025, which was recently screened at CinemaCon to positive reviews. Dean DeBlois, the veteran director of the franchise, is back to write and direct the live-action sequel. He originally helmed the beloved DreamWorks animation trilogy, which includes the 2010 original, the 2014 sequel, and 2019's The Hidden World. Those films together earned $1.6 billion worldwide and received 4 Oscar nominations. The story is set in the Viking village of Berk and follows the adventures of Hiccup, a misfit teen who befriends an injured dragon named Toothless, breaking long-standing traditions of Viking dragon enmity. The sequel takes place 5 years later, with a 20-year-old Hiccup and his friends facing off against a villain determined to conquer the world using a dragon army. Gerard Butler and Nico Parker, who plays Stoic the Vast and a love interest of Hiccup respectively, appeared alongside Deblois at CinemaCon, sharing their excitement about the project. The Batman Part 2. When The Batman hit theaters in March 2022, it brought a fresh take on The Dark Knight with Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne and Matt Reeves directing. Originally a standalone movie, its success made a sequel inevitable. Now fans are buzzing about The Batman Part 2 and what it might bring, from returning characters to new storylines, and especially whether Barry Coogan's Joker will finally get a big role. The sequel was initially planned for October 2026, but got pushed back to October 1, 2027. James Gunn, co-head of DC Studios, backed the delay, emphasizing the importance of a solid script and quality storytelling over rushing the project. Filming is expected to start in 2025, probably mid-year or later, giving the team more time to perfect things. Warner Brothers confirmed Matt Reeves is writing and directing not just this sequel, but a third movie, making The Batman a trilogy. Confirmed returning cast includes Robert Pattinson as Batman and Colin Farrell as Penguin, with likely returns from Zoe Kravitz, Jeffrey Wright, and Andy Serkis. Barry Keoghan's Joker made a memorable but brief appearance in the first film, and a deleted scene showed a chilling interaction with Batman. His version of the Joker is different, scarred and unsettling, and looks set for a bigger role in the sequel, though Reeves seems to be building his presence slowly rather than rushing him to the center stage. The Joker might be the ultimate villain for the trilogy's final installment. The story will pick up with Gotham in turmoil after Carmine Falcone's fall and Oswald Cobblepot's rise. There's speculation Falcone worked for a bigger hidden power, possibly the secretive Court of Owls, which could be the broader threat in the next films. The Riddler is still locked in Arkham, but connected to the Joker, so he might continue stirring trouble too. Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum. Warner Brothers is officially expanding the Lord of the Rings franchise with a new spin-off titled The Hunt for Gollum. This film is set to explore a lesser-known but intriguing chapter from Middle-earth's history. The story takes place between the events of the Fellowship of the Ring and the Two Towers, focusing on the period when Aragorn and Gandalf were secretly searching for Gollum to prevent him from revealing the location of the One Ring to Sauron. This prequel approach gives the filmmakers an opportunity to delve deeper into Gollum's tortured psyche and his crucial role in the larger conflict over the ring. Andy Serkis, who famously portrayed Gollum via motion capture in the original trilogy, is confirmed to direct the movie. While it hasn't been officially confirmed if he will reprise the role of Gollum Smeagol, it's highly likely given his deep connection to the character. Serkis revealed during a 2025 Fan Expo appearance that the movie's release has been delayed to December 2027, citing the early stage of the writing process and the lengthy prep time required for a production of this scale. As for casting, no additional names have been confirmed yet. Fans are speculating whether iconic characters like Gandalf or Aragorn might return, especially since their hunt for Gollum is central to the story. Sir Ian McKellen joked that he'd be open to playing Gandalf again if he's alive, and Viggo Mortensen has expressed cautious interest in returning as Aragorn, depending on how the story fits his character. The script is being written by LOTR veterans Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens, alongside Phoebe Gittins and Artie Papagiorgio. With this creative team and Serkis at the helm, the movie aims to honor the legacy of Tolkien's world while offering something new and character-driven. The Hunt for Gollum is set to release on December 17, 2027. Well, that's it for today. Which one are you most hyped to see? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe because we'll be covering more updates on this soon and other exciting upcoming movies and series. We'll see you next time.